All right, so we'll begin in a comfortable posture. It could be seated. You can begin on your back if you like. You're welcome to come into a child's pose and begin there. This is another way to kind of stretch the shins. Somebody requested, and the tops of the feet. Right, so you can kind of come into a child's pose if you like, or seated, however you like. But what's important is to come into the body. So take a moment and settle. Allow your body to kind of make any adjustments that might feel, make it feel better in your body. And then maybe we close our eyes. And part of our yoga practice is to work our attentions away from the racing mind and these scenarios that the mind creates, and just to come into the body. Right? We begin to feel into our hands, we feel into our feet, our arms, our legs, our back. Right? We feel if we're holding any tension or contraction in our jaws, or our necks, or our shoulders, or our backs, or our bellies, or maybe around the heart. Right? And then we begin to consciously breathe our bodies, because when we're stressed and tense, and we tense up and we hold our breath and we don't breathe. So our bodies don't get enough oxygen or prana, this life force energy. Right? So as we inhale, we breathe in through the nose, make our inhales a little bit fuller. As we exhale, we breathe out through the nose, making the exhale nice and slow and complete. And we'll spend a few moments here. Right? Your inhales are full, the exhales are at least as long as your inhale. And maybe for today's class, we get right into lengthening the exhalation out to be even longer than your inhale. Right? And this has a calming effect on our nervous systems, our bodies, our minds. So as we lengthen out our exhalation, we kind of tell the body, the mind, everything to kind of chill, to slow, right? Calm. Right? So a couple more breaths here, in through your nose, out through the nose, nice and slowly, completely. Right? And we'll spend maybe another round or two of breath here. Got it. And then we'll begin to make our way into table, coming onto hands and knees. We'll begin with a little bit of movement. So you'll come to table, coming to hands and knees. I'm going to ground through your hands, through your knees. And as you inhale, you want to lower through the belly a bit, but lift your head up, lift your tailbone up. And then exhale, tuck your tailbone, tuck your chin. I'm going to spread between the shoulder blades. And again, we'll breathe in, lifting the head, lifting the tailbone. And then exhaling, rounding, press down through your hands, really spread, again, between the shoulder blades. So a few more like this. And you can stay with this movement, or you might take a little bit of variation. You might want to take your hips back towards your heels. You might want to go more in a circular motion. And I really recommend just kind of closing your eyes and really directing your awareness back to body. Right? You feel what you can feel as you're moving through these postures. Right? So maybe another round or so of movement and breath. And then we'll settle into a child's pose. So usually the big toes touch-ish. Knees may come wider or closer depending on how you feel. Forehead may come to the ground, or you might even kind of rest your forehead on your arms if that feels better in your body. But you want to relax. So the neck relaxes again, the arms relax, the jaw relaxes. And then again, we practice breathing in and breathing out. Right? Slow, smooth breaths out. And so just another round or so of breath here. Good, and then a little bit of lateral stretch, walking your hands over to your right. And you can maybe relax your arms again, your head again. But this is the stretch and lengthen into the left side of the body. So maybe as you inhale, you can feel a little bit more stretch in that left side. Right, as you exhale, make it slow and smooth, and maybe you can relax somewhere on that left side. Right, last round of breath here. And then with your next breath in, you can walk your hands through center, and then over to the left as you exhale. Again, you take a moment to settle, relax the neck, the arms, maybe the jaw, maybe the toes, and then consciously breathe in and breathe out. And feel what happens on that right side as the breath moves in and out. Good, and then with your next in-breath, you can walk your hands back into center, and then just take another round or so of breath here. You might even kind of reach your arms out more, right, getting that length through the side body. You can even tense your fingers, or tense your palms if that feels nice, stretch in your shoulders. Right, so one more breath in your child's pose, and then we'll come up into table again. And let's do a quick downward dog, just for a couple breaths. So from here, we'll tuck our toes, lift the knees, and you want to press into the hands, and your chest moves away from plank. So we're moving away from plank, and you can pedal your feet out if you like. Right? Bending one knee, press the opposite knee towards the ground. Be sure your neck is relaxed, and be sure that you're still breathing. Right? Maybe one more breath here. Good, and then we're going to move into a standing forward fold. So you can walk your feet to the top of your mat. Now you might keep your knees bent, but you want to have your feet hip distance. Right? And as you inhale, we'll lift up halfway. Nice strong back. And then fold as you exhale, relaxing your neck and your shoulders. And again, we'll lift up halfway, breathe in. And then folding again as you exhale. One more time, lift up halfway, we engage the back and inhale, lengthen spine. Exhale as you fold, and then we'll stay here for a few breaths. So first, relax the neck, maybe bend the knees, and you might cross your hands into your elbows for a ragdoll. You might take your hands behind your back, interlacing fingers. You might just leave your arms hang or hands to the ankles of the body, whatever feels best, but neck is relaxed here, so this helps to lengthen. When we talked to have a request for some neck stretches, this is a really good way to lengthen the neck and decompress the vertebrae in the spine there. So maybe one more round of breath. And then we'll release any bind we had with our arms and slowly roll up to stand. So awareness should come into your back, and you want to try to stretch all the way up your spine, even between your shoulder blades and into the neck as you come up nice and slowly. And then we pause at the top, and we just take a moment to notice what we feel in our bodies, knowing that this is a really important mental exercise where we stop, again, the racing mind, and we just come back into here. So from here, we'll do a half salutation. And with your in-breath, we'll lift both arms overhead. And then forward fold as you exhale. Your hands will come all the way down. It's that halfway lift as you breathe in, and then fold as you breathe out. We'll come to stand with the inhale, lifting the arms up. Hands to your heart as you exhale. Do that one more time. So breathe in, reach arms overhead. Forward fold as you exhale. Halfway lift, breathe in. Exhale as you fold. Come to stand as you inhale, lifting your arms. Hands to your heart as you exhale. Again, we'll pause here. Maybe just the breath, and maybe you close your eyes. It just helps to kind of move, again, from the external world into the internal space. Good. This time we'll inhale and lift both arms up. And you can kind of tense or interlace your fingers and point your pointer fingers up towards the sky. And we'll take another breath in. Maybe lift up, and we'll lean over to the side as you exhale. Stay here, take a breath in, stretching into the side body, and a breath out. And we'll come back through center with your in-breath, and then over to the other side as you exhale. Stay here, one breath in, one breath out. And then back through center as you inhale. We'll fold forward with the exhale. Halfway lift again, breathe in. Exhale as you fold, and then again, we'll stay here for a few rounds of breath. You may, again, take your hands to your elbows. You might leave your arms hang. You might take your peace fingers to your big toes. A nice wrist stretches to kind of bend your knees and place the backs of your hands on the ground, bringing the soles of the feet to the palms of the hands, and then you can kind of stretch the wrists. Maybe you wiggle the toes to massage the wrists. Right? So any bind or none, but one more breath wherever you are in your fold. And then you can release any binds you had. And one more time, we'll slowly roll up to stand. So again, try to leave your arms and your shoulders and your head kind of hang heavy as you roll all the way up, and you'll stretch all the way up the spine. Good, and then once you're at the top, just take a moment just to feel, right? Feel in your head, your neck, your shoulders, your arms, your legs, your feet. Feel your feet grounded into the earth. Good, we'll move on. As you inhale, we'll lift both arms overhead. Forward fold as you exhale. Halfway lift as you inhale. We'll bring the hands to the mat, this time with the exhale. Come back to plank as you breathe in, and we'll lower all the way down with the exhale. We're going to spend a few breaths here. So we want to lower all the way down. We're going to get into some shoulder stretches. So your right arm will extend out to your right side, shoulder height, palm facing down. And then you'll press into your left hand to roll over to the right side, so that you stretch your right shoulder, neck, collarbone area. And you may want to bend your left knee if you want to kind of stabilize with that left foot, or you can even adjust your left arm. But take maybe 2 more breaths. Make sure your neck's not tense and your head's kind of relaxed to the ground. And another breath or so here. And then you'll come back through center and just take a moment in the center. And you might just make a pillow with your hands, or maybe you just leave your arms out, but feel the sensations throughout your body. And then we'll switch sides, taking the left arm out, shoulder height, palm facing down. Your right hand comes under your shoulder. You'll press into it to roll to the left side. And you can adjust your right leg if you like, your right arm if you like. Try to relax your head so you're not lifting the head up, but relaxing the head down. And we're stretching and opening through the left chest and shoulder and neck space. Okay, 1 more breath here. Nice deep full inhale. Nice long slow exhale. And then when you're ready, we'll come back through center. And then again, just another moment for yourself here in the center. Maybe your eyes stay closed and you just kind of feel the sensations moving throughout the body. Good, and from here, we'll come into a Sphinx pose. So you'll bring your forearms to the mat and kind of walk them in as much as you like. This is to open up into the front of the body, so maybe abs, chest, and we're kind of pulling the elbows back, or the shoulder blades back, so we're pulling the heart forward. Right? Maybe you lift the chin a bit, stretching into the throat. Take 1 more breath here. Good, and then you can release down to the ground. We'll bring the hands underneath the elbows and press back up into your table. We're going to come back to the cat-cow breaths. So knees under hips, wrists under shoulders. As you inhale, you lift your head and tailbone up. Exhale, tuck your chin, tuck your tailbone, really lift up through your back. Couple more here, breathing in. You can open through the chest, the heart, the throat. And then exhale, we're opening up through the back, the neck, the shoulders. Good, another round here. And then we'll settle back into a child's pose. And your choice, if you would like to take this child's pose into a wide leg child's pose, where you take your knees a little bit wider, or you can keep it as normal, right? But we just want to settle into stillness for a few moments here. And we were in the same spot maybe earlier, but notice what's different. Right? Maybe a little extra energy in the upper body. Maybe right, the breath is a little bit slower. Maybe the mind a little bit slower. Right? As we slow our breaths down, we slow the mind down. Right? They're directly related. So right, 1 more breath in your child's pose. And then we'll come back up into table. Let's come into another downward dog here. So you're grounded in your hands, tuck your toes, lift the knees. Again, chest presses back towards the legs, neck relaxes. And let's take another round of breath here. And then we're going to come into our pigeon. So we can lift the right foot up towards the sky with the inhale, and then bring the knee up by your right wrist as you exhale. And then the foot comes from underneath the body, so it moves over to the left. The back knee comes down, and we kind of sink both hips down evenly. And you may or may not want to lift up here. This is really good to open into the front of the body, right? But usually we fold forward, bringing our elbows down, maybe to the ground. Right? You might rest your forehead in your hands, maybe on your arms. Maybe the forehead comes to the ground, but want to try to relax into the back of the neck and the shoulders and the jaw and the hands, and then try to breathe, right? The slow breaths in, even slower breaths out. Right? Relax maybe your left leg or your foot. Right? Relax any areas that don't need to be tense. Right? And then again, breathe, maybe 3 more breaths here. In slowly, out extra slowly. Good, so maybe last breath here. And then you can come out and take a good 4 or 5 breaths to do anything you would like. Right? And then maybe, like I said, to lift up here. You might want to come out, come back to those cat-cow breaths. You might just make up some, organic movement. You might find stillness. And this is time to just kind of come into your body and see what you need today. Right? Sometimes we really need more stillness. Sometimes we need to move and help some energy kind of move on. Right? But maybe another breath or 2 to do whatever you would like. And then after that, we'll meet in our downward dogs again. And so begin by grounding through your hands. And we tuck the toes, lift the knees, right? Press into your hands so that you're moving your chest, your heart back towards your legs. And then it's your left foot to the sky as you inhale. And we'll bring the knee to the top of the mat with the exhale. So the knee's on the left side, foot works towards the right side. Back knee lowers, can sink the hips down. Right? You might want to lift up first, right? Opening into the front of the right side. And then you're welcome to fold forward, taking it slow and mindfully coming into this, so you're not just kind of coming straight into it. We're kind of feeling into where our best spot is. And then once you're there, right, relax. So relax the shoulders, the hands, the jaw, maybe the right toes or calf. And then consciously move your breath in and out super slowly. Right? It helps if you can relax your forehead to, the body or the ground, so that you can release any tension in the upper neck and shoulder space. Right? A lot of our pains in our necks and our shoulders is from this unconscious tensing. So again, part of our practice is to become aware of that and then release it, right, on our mats and in life. So last breath in your pigeon, and then you can come out and then take again a few breaths to do whatever feels good. I like to close my eyes and just kind of allow my body to guide me, but sometimes we're not sure what to do, so maybe you just find a child's pose, or maybe a little, again, organic or somatic movement. Good. When you're ready, we're going to come into a seated posture. I want to do a Baddha Konasana, bringing the soles of your feet together. And your knees will open out, but we want to inhale, sit up tall, lengthen up, and then hinge forward as you exhale. And likely, again, you're kind of contracted up here, so we relax into the neck, the shoulders, the jaw space, and we breathe. We inhale full and deep, and we breathe into the back of the body. And as we exhale, we slowly, completely release all of the breath out. And maybe another round here. And then with your next breath in, you can lift back up. And again, a moment or two for yourself. You might, again, find stillness, take movement, counter stretch, whatever you need. And we're going to do a seated twist next. So you can begin with both legs extended out, and then you'll take your right ankle and cross it over the left knee area. And you can have your left leg straight. Some of you might want to bend the left leg and bring the foot back by the hip, but that might not feel great on your knee, so your choice. But let's take an inhale, sit up nice and tall, and then you'll twist to your right as you exhale. So your left elbow might come around the knee, maybe in front of the knee. Right hand is kind of behind the back so that you're, again, lifting and lengthening up through the spine. Right, breathe, maybe another breath or two. Right? It's hard to keep breathing, but really, really powerful, healthy practice. Last breath, and then when you're ready, you can come out. Again, a moment or two for yourself. Right? You might want to stretch or move or be still. And then we'll switch sides. So it'll be your left ankle over the right leg. Okay, we want to try to lift and lengthen up, and then twist to the left. And you can use that right elbow for a little leverage. Left hand is, again, to help you sit up tall. You might turn your chin looking over the left shoulder. Okay, one more breath. And then when you're ready, you can come back to center. And again, a moment or two for yourself. Good. We're going to do a seated forward fold. So both legs are extended out in front of you. Again, we breathe in, lift and lengthen up. Exhale as you fold forward. Again, relax neck, shoulders, jaw. And just two more slow breaths here. Good. Last breath. And then we'll come back up into a seated posture, and again, just a moment for yourself. Good. Some neck stretches. So you can find an easy seat maybe. If that doesn't feel good, you can stretch a leg out. This is where a pillow or something might be helpful to sit up on, but not necessary. But you can just come into a comfortable seat. Again, important to kind of lift and lengthen up through your spine. And we'll breathe in here. As you exhale, you'll lower the chin to the chest, but keeping the rest of the spine long. We're stretching into the back of the neck here. Right? Just a breath in and a breath out. And then you can roll the head over to the right as you inhale and feel the stretch move around the left side of your neck. And then circle your chin back down as you exhale. Feel the stretch move around the back of the neck. And then roll the head to the left, but feel the stretch on the right. And then circle chin back down as you exhale. And we'll do this again. As you breathe in, you roll the head to the side, and maybe even lift the chin as you get into the front of the neck. And then you'll circle the chin back down. And then over to the other side. Again, maybe lifting the chin a bit, getting into the front of the neck. And then circling chin back down. Good. This time we'll roll the head over to the right as you inhale, and we'll leave the head here. There are some options if you want to extend your left arm out, right, and just kind of feel the stretch move into your shoulder, maybe a little differently. You don't have to do that. You can play with taking the right hand to the top of the head and just kind of using the weight of it to kind of stretch and lengthen that side. You might even turn your chin down or turn the chin up here. But one more breath. Stretch should be on the left side of the neck and shoulder space. Good, and then when you're ready, you'll bring both hands back to center, lower your chin back to center, and just take a full round of breath there, chin to chest. And then you'll roll the head over to the left as you inhale. The stretch will be on the right side, and then again, maybe your eyes are closed and you just kind of explore what happens when you extend your right arm out. You can turn the palm up or down. You can take the hand behind the back. And you can take your opposite hand to the top of the head. You can turn your chin, lift your chin. So again, just the intention of lengthening into that right side. All right, one more breath here. And then when you're ready, you can come back to center. So chin comes to chest, both hands to the lap. And then with your next breath, you can lift your head back up to center and just take one full breath here. Feel the energy in the neck, shoulder, head space, heart space. Good. And then we're going to make our way to our backs. So you can come to lay on your back. You may need to adjust your phone here so you can still see me. This is something I've learned from other classes. Your positioning, you might need to kind of position so you can see me better. But that's up to you. We're going to do some dynamic bridge poses just to kind of work our spine a little bit more and open into the front of the hips. And then we'll get in some other hip work here. So feet are grounded, soles of the feet are grounded, in line with your hips and your knees, hands at your side. As you inhale, we'll lift the hips up. Take the hands overhead, back so the hands touch the ground. As you exhale, bring your hips and hands back down, but try to bring one vertebrae down at a time. So you have to kind of roll down. And then again, you'll inhale, lift your hips and hands up. This opens the front of the body. But as you exhale, we roll down, try to articulate down. This is really good for our spines, but also our attention, right? It's tricky. It takes a lot of concentration. So again, breathe in as you lift up. Again, exhale, rounding down. Try to round down through the upper spine, through your middle spine, your lower spine, so that your tailbone is last to touch. Okay, last one like that. Inhaling up. Again, maybe your eyes are closed, right? And you're just kind of slowly rounding everything down with the exhale. Good. And then once you're down, take a nice deep breath there. Right? Maybe some extra energy in the legs. Maybe the heart's beating faster. Good. And then let's bring knees into chest. Hands will stay at your sides. As you inhale, we'll extend the feet towards the sky, arms overhead so the backs of the hands touch the ground. And then as you exhale, bring your knees to your chest, arms down to your sides. And we'll do two more. As you breathe in, extend your legs towards the sky, so we're stretching in the backs of the legs a bit. And then exhale, bring your knees to your chest, arms down to your sides. Good, one more round. Inhaling as we stretch and open. And then exhaling, we tuck. And then relax your hands and feet down to the ground. Again, just take a breath there. Noticing any energy, your sensation in your legs, your arms, your hands. And then we're going to bring the soles of the feet together and open your knees out wide. This is opening up inner thighs, hips, right? So you can do whatever you prefer with your arms. You might prefer them to your body. You might prefer them to the sides. If you want to open up into the chest and shoulder space, you can bring your arms overhead, right? Kind of like any angle, right? Whatever feels best, right? But maybe again, close your eyes. And allow the attention to come back into the body. Notice where there might be some contraction that you can relax, right? Face, jaw, neck, shoulders, maybe the belly's tense. Right? And then breathe. Right? Another 2 slow breaths. Good. Maybe the last breath here. And then you can come out of this and just take a few moments for yourself. Again, you might just find stillness, you might take a little bit of movement, but feel what's happening in your legs, your hips. Right? And this is, again, really good mental exercise to, again, come into the body and just notice what you feel. So when you're ready, we can bring knees to chest, hands to your kneecaps, and we're going to kind of massage through the lower back and the sacrum. So you can rock side to side. Sometimes making circles with your knees is nice. But what we wanted to do is massage around the lower back and around the hips, around the glutes area, right? Tailbone even, sacrum area. And just working this area. Take another breath as you're doing this. Good. And then we're going to work with some twists. So knees will come to center, but your arms will open out to your sides at a T. We'll take an inhale here. We'll twist the knees to the left with the exhale. And we'll come back through center again as you breathe in. And then knees move to the right as you breathe out. We'll do this a few more times. So as you inhale, you move through center, taking your knees off to the left as you exhale. And then back through center again as you breathe in. Knees to your right as you breathe out. Do this one more time on each side. I really recommend just closing your eyes and come into the body. Notice what you feel as you're moving. Now your exhales move you into your twists. And as you inhale, you come back through center. Very nice, slow, mindful movement here. Good. And then come back through center. We're going to extend the left leg out along the mat. You'll take your left hand to the outside of your right knee, and then you'll guide your knee over to the left. And it's coming into our twist, and we'll stay here for a few breaths. So this may stretch into your right shoulder, maybe into your neck. You can turn your head either direction here. And you might have a stretch through your ribs, through your right side, maybe your hip, maybe into the outside of your right leg. Right, and then nice slow breath. So I breathe in, your body might stretch a little deeper somewhere. Right, as you exhale, can you relax somewhere? And then one more breath. And then with your next in-breath, you can come back through center. And then again, a moment or two for yourself. Now you might find stillness, you might need a little bit of movement, right, but notice what you feel or how you feel. Good, and then we'll switch sides. So first bring both knees into your chest, just kind of realigning the hips and pelvis. And then it'll be your right leg that extends out along the mat. Take your right hand to the outside of your left knee. Left arm opens out to your left side, shoulder height, palm turned upwards. And then you'll twist over to your right. Right, so the knee crosses over the midline. You might feel a stretch again through your left arm, shoulder, maybe into your ribs, into your hip, into the left side of the leg, right? And then feel what happens as you inhale and the body expands and stretches. Right? Feel what happens as you exhale and the body may relax or soften a bit more if you consciously kind of add this intention. Right? One more breath here. And then when you're ready, you can come out of this, come back to center. And again, just another moment or two here. Just what do you feel in your legs, in your core, in your arms, your head. Good, and then both knees to your chest again. Hands to your kneecaps. We're going to do some appanasanas. So as you inhale, we'll just straighten the arms. And then as you exhale, bend your elbows, bring your knees into your chest. And so again, as you breathe in, you can straighten your arms, your knees move away a little bit. And as you exhale, you can bend your elbows, knees come to chest. Again, breathe in, slow breath in. Exhale, super slow breath out. Good. One more time on your own. And you can have your eyes closed. Be sure your jaw is relaxed, your feet are relaxed. And just noticing what you feel as you're moving. Good. Then we can relax the hands and feet down to the ground again. Just take one breath here, noticing what you feel in the legs. Feel the body or the ground supporting you, supporting your body. And then we're going to do a half happy baby pose. So you'll take your right knee out kind of towards the side of the body, open the foot up, and you might reach for your foot or your calf or your ankle, wherever, but make sure you're not contracted, but try to keep your back relaxed on the ground. We're opening up into the right hip space for sure. You can adjust your left leg if you want to extend the leg out. You can even have the knee bent and open the left knee out to the side if you like, or you're more than welcome just to leave the foot grounded, right? But try to, again, relax the face, the jaw, maybe the chest space, the belly, and then practice breathing. It's really difficult, but a really, really powerful and healthy practice, right? We slow our breath, we keep breathing, slow, steady pace. Good. Maybe another round or two of breath here. And then whenever you're ready, again, you can release this. Take a few moments for yourself. Where does the energy move to? Can you feel it moving in different spots into the body? And then we'll switch sides. So I'd like to begin with the right foot grounded, and then it's your left knee that comes out towards the side of the body. Foot opens up towards the sky, and you might just keep that left shoulder nice and grounded, and you just grab a hold of the calf, or maybe you reach up a little bit higher, but again, we want to relax the left side, and you might adjust the right side if you prefer a different leg variation on that right, and you'll feel that it'll change the way that the stretch is in your body, so just choose what you like, and then take 2 or 3 breaths there, in fully. Again, out super slowly, and try to relax and soften and release any tension or contraction that might be held within your body. Good. Last breath here, and then you can come out and get a moment or two for yourself. Good. Knees come to chest once again. You can come back to that kind of fascia work where you might rock side to side or make circles with your knees. Sometimes I like to kind of take one knee out and circle it, and it kind of works into the hip a little bit more. So maybe your eyes are closed and you just awareness in the back of the body, around the sacrum, around the hip area, and just kind of moving in a way that massages this area. Maybe another breath or so as you're doing this. And then we'll come into our full happy baby pose. So you'll take both knees out, both feet up, both hands to the legs, to the feet. And try to relax. Again, sometimes we reach up and contract, but see if you can relax. Again, the neck, relax the shoulders back. Right? And you're welcome to be still here. You might rock a bit, right, as you kind of roll side to side. And keep breathing. Right? 2 more breaths in. Extra slow breaths out. And last round. And again, you can make your way out of this whenever you're ready. Take 2 or 3 breaths to add in anything else that you would like. Our next pose together will be Shavasana, which is our final resting pose, our corpse pose. I sit up during Shavasana just to stay alert and not to fall asleep like maybe the rest. But I sit up during Shavasana, but everybody else can lay down and just get settled. Feet are a little wider than hip distance. Toes roll outwards. Arms come to the sides. A little bit of space between your arms and your ribs. You might externally rotate your arms, maybe tuck your shoulder blades under a little bit. However, if you have lower back discomfort, this is a good place. You can put a pillow or something underneath your knees. You can also bend your knees, ground your feet, and just bring the knees together. Right? But we really want to settle in. So make any adjustments that might make you feel more comfortable. Right? If the hands out is not comfortable, you can bring them to your sides. But really want to settle in physically. Right? And once you're settled, you close your eyes. We want to maybe scan the body, looking for any areas of contraction. Right? This could be in the face. We can relax the forehead, the temples. We can relax the jaw. Maybe you allow some space between your teeth. Right? Relax into your neck and your throat. Right? Even the sides of the neck, the back of the neck, the front of the neck. want to feel into your chest space and your upper back space and kind of under your armpit space and all that space inside that area, just relaxing any tension or stress that might be held there. And feel into your sternum, right? Feel into the belly space, right? The middle back space, the lower back space, the side body space, and everything inside of that space, like in the belly. Again, we want to just relax and allow that area to soften. And then we feel into the hips, the glutes, the thighs, and relax the lower legs, relax the feet, the toes. And we just come into our bodies. And it's normal for our attention to wander to the mind. Right? It's what keeps us alive, it's what keeps us safe, but it's not always healthy. So we need to learn to kind of turn our attention away from the mind so that the mind can settle and rest, and we can have this moments of just rest and relaxation. So we do this by turning our attention back to our bodies and just noticing how we feel. And you might be able to feel your heartbeats, or maybe you feel some really awesome energy or sensations kind of swirling around within your body. And maybe there's some contraction that is built up that, again, you can relax again. And you just keep coming back. And you might, again, wander away to the mind and find yourself thinking. Likely what happens is the body contracts again and we stop breathing when that happens. So when you notice yourself thinking, come back into body, relax, and just rest here in these next few moments. Another moment where you are. Maybe bringing your awareness back to the ground beneath you, the air around you, and then again the space inside of you. And begin to deepen your breath here, using your breath to kind of reawaken your body. Allow some movement to come back into your fingers and your toes, your hands, your feet, your arms, your legs. Take your time, but when you're ready, you can bend your knees. You can make your way to lie on either side in the fetal position. Right? So just taking a moment on your side, maybe bringing awareness back to your surroundings. And whenever you're ready, you can press back up to seated, beginning where we started. We'll bring our hands together at our hearts. And once you're seated, hands come together at your heart. You can lengthen up through your spine, maybe lower the chin a bit and close your eyes, and just again come back into this energy in your body. Notice how you feel. Right? And you want to cultivate some gratitude, some joy, whether it's for your body or for a friend or for an experience or for a thing. We want this gratitude to fill up our entire bodies, right? And to spread through our bodies and into the space around us. And I thank each of you so much for your practice. Namaste. Thank you guys. Thanks for joining.